Previously on Spotlight 59. What's good, YouTube? I'm back with another banger. This is the story of yet another trailblazer who is out to bring black colleges back to prominence. This is the story of Isaiah Bolden. Bolden is a 6'2", 200-pound defensive back / wide receiver from Zephyr Hills, Florida. He attended Wesley Chapel High School. He played on varsity for 3 years. He played in multiple positions, but from looking at the stats, it appears that most of his success came in the punt return and kick return game. He averaged 41 yards a return his sophomore year and 55 yards a return his junior year. Add to that, he had 42 tackles, 3 picks, 4 rushing touchdowns, 1 receiving touchdown, and check this out, he even punted the ball a few times. He was a 4-star recruit, the 25th best ranked cornerback in the nation, the 43rd ranked player in the state of Florida, and the 231st best player in the nation. Bolden's high school success was rewarded when he was invited to the Offense Defense All-American Bowl. He had offers from 28 Division I programs, such as Oregon, Auburn, Clemson, Florida, Georgia, Miami, Michigan, and Oklahoma, just to name a few. Make sure y'all pay attention to this next part because it may get a bit confusing. He originally committed to Florida State in June of 2016. He later decommitted and decided he was going to play in Eugene for the Oregon Ducks on April 29th, 2017. He then decommitted from Oregon on December 5th, 2017. He was visited by Florida State's head coach at the time, Willie Taggart, on December 10th, 2017, and ended up committing back to Florida State on December 15th, 2017. He ultimately ended up going to Florida State, similar to his coach now, Primetime, Deion Sanders. He stayed at Florida State for 2.5 years before entering the transfer portal. He is currently listed as a sophomore on Jackson State's website. I'm sure that all of you guys are thinking right now, why did he go to Jackson State of all places? Just hang tight, I got the answers for you right now. He answered that very question in an interview that was conducted shortly after he transferred to Jackson State. Speaking with the media Tuesday for the first time as a JSU Tiger, Bolden explained his decision. Bolden says he came to Jackson State for the opportunity not just to grow and prove himself as a football player, but to do so at a historically black university. Bolden wants to prove that football players from HBCUs can get to the NFL just like players from predominantly white institutions can. I want to be part of the change, Bolden said. It's going to take more than just me to make the change, but at least I can help toward making that change. I'm taking on the responsibility to show recruits and transfers that you can come to an HBCU and get to the league. Me being a part of the change is big for me. During his time at Florida State, Bolden played in all 13 games in 2019. On the field, he returned kicks, had 9 tackles, 2 pass breakups, and an interception. He said the motivation for this change comes from his experiences at Florida State. According to Florida State's 2019 University Fact Sheet, the school's population is 58% white and 9% black. Bolden said he didn't see himself reflected in Florida State student body. And during times, such as last year's divisive presidential election, Bolden said he wanted to make change possible where he could. The world we live in, there's still problems going on with racism and other conflicts, Bolden said. Seeing the view of everything, even with the NBA bubble, they did their movement and stopped playing games. Us athletes, we have a bigger platform than we ever had before. I feel like me using my platform to make a change is the main thing I can do. Bolden didn't arrive with the decision to come to an HBCU lightly. His stepfather played football at Savannah State and told him about how great the experience was for him. I tried to look up and see who his stepfather is, but I couldn't find anything. If you know his name and when he played for Savannah State, please comment down below.
Isaiah, you mentioned that you had some family that went to HBCUs. What HBCUs did they go to?
My stepdad, he went to Savannah State and played receiver there. So he was really excited for me to get the HBCU experience. And he talks about it all the time. So I always wanted to, have that experience.
Has he told you anything about some of the, maybe the bigger rivalries with Jackson State or anything like that?
I'm not real familiar with the big time rivalries in Jackson State, which I need to immediately. I'm glad you said that, but nah, I haven't been up to date with the rivalries.
As for why Jackson State specifically, Bolden said Jackson State's assistant head coaches put him at ease with a specific plan of how to make him the best cornerback he can be. The recruiting pitch was simple. He'll get the opportunity to play defensive back while learning the position from Hall of Fame defensive back Deion Sanders. I know if I'm a recruit or a transfer, this is a place I want to be at because they can develop me into a professional athlete, Bolden says. It's something I feel like a lot of recruits and transfers should look into. Like Bolden, Sanders attended Florida State, but Bolden said he and Sanders haven't communicated directly yet. Bolden committed to Jackson State without ever speaking to Sanders or visiting the campus. Committing to a school with that unfamiliarity is difficult, but Bolden said once he heard the plan Sanders' assistants had, he didn't have to think twice. What is the plan? It relates back to Bolden's original motivation. This is a plan for me to come in and show other athletes that you can make it to the NFL at a HBCU, Bolden says. That's a lot. That's a big plan. But they believe I can take on that challenge as I get better with my technique.
What are some of the things that you want to improve by coming into Jackson State? I know you're excited about coming to play for Coach Sanders, but what are some things that you want to personally improve with you coming to Jackson State?
Fundamentals is key. I would say that I'm a raw athlete. I'm a pretty great athlete. I can play offense and defense, but the technique, I just started playing corner towards my junior year in high school. So I'm pretty raw. I got to college, learned some things, but I could be so much better. And that's the great thing, I could be so much better. And that's the reason why I came to Jackson State, because I feel like if I put everything together, I could be one of the best players in the country.
First of all, personally, I salute your drive and belief in yourself to take on such a risk just to start a new trend for others to follow. I'm already a fan of yours. On another note, I don't think Bolden is playing this year because I haven't seen him in any stats. If I'm wrong, please correct me in the comments. From us, over at HBCU Spotlight, we look forward to seeing what you do on the field and your path to the NFL. We out of here. Peace.